Most people aren't failing because they lack talent. They're failing because they can't say no to temporary feelings. Woo, baby. Can you say no to temporary feelings? And that's a hard one because sometimes you don't have a talent problem. You have an I don't feel like it problem. You ever had that? You ever say, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but I need to do this, then you don't do it? You don't have an opportunity problem. You have a consistency problem. You ever knew you need to keep going, but you stopped? So you don't have a vision problem. You have a follow through problem. What is it? Because you cannot change what you refuse to identify.
Welcome to Win-Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Win-Win with Gwen podcast. I am your host, Coach Gwendolyn Shores. I am an award-winning inspirational speaker, transformational coach, life coach, the CEO of Minds Above Matters, the author of the best self-help book out there on Amazon today, and it is called Get Beat to Get Better. Get yours now on Amazon. Today, guys, we are talking about something I really want to get you more familiar with, okay? Because it can change the way you make decisions. And there's nothing more beautiful than a growth mindset. We're talking about the decision to step forward and do something about our discipline. The discipline of desire, learning how to choose your future over the right now. You know, people want things right now, but sometimes you have to have discipline because sometimes the thing standing between you and the life you wanted isn't a lack of talent. It's that little voice saying, I don't feel like doing it today. And if you keep listening to that voice, you can trade something you've been working for years for something that only feels good for 5 minutes. You with me? We got to get rid of that I want it now mentality. So today I'm going to help you recognize that. You understand me? You with me? You're excited? And I'm going to give you some things you can actually do about it, okay? I'm not going to just sit here and talk to you and scold you and all that. No, baby, I'm going to give you real live coaching advice in action. Because just like every other episode, this one is no different. You've got to do the work, honey. I say that all the time, and today is no different. You've got to do the work because the work is what you have to do in order for you to see some changes. So let's get into it, okay? Let me tell you what happened. Now, this happened last week. I was at my favorite restaurant, and I'm not going to call that name out, honey, because they didn't pay me to, and I don't do nothing for free except for you. And it was a well-known local business leader. They were sitting a couple of tables across from me, and they were on social media. This person is always posting about loyalty and their day one team. They're bragging about their team. But in real life told a completely different story. Oh, you can't wait to hear what I got to tell you about this person. I watched them lean across the table and whisper to a major competitor. I was shocked that they was in the restaurant. I was shocked that they were doing this. They were literally mapping out a sneaky plan to launch a side project. They were going to steal the company's best clients. Baby, they meant to take over, but they were being so conniving. And they were going to cut their original team completely out of the payday. But they were bragging about this team they had, and now they want to do away with them just for their moolah. They thought they were being smart, though. But baby, let me tell you, they weren't being smart at all. They thought that they were getting ahead by taking a quick shortcut, honey. You can't take no shortcuts, and you sure can't be stabbing people in the back. That's not the way we do things. And here's the crazy part about this, okay, that I was witnessing. While they were plotting, you could tell they felt it deep down in their heart that it was dead wrong. You could see it, honey. I can read people's energy. Just like I could see what they were doing, I could see what they were feeling, honey. And they knew it, but they chose to push right past that gut feeling because the greed was talking too loud, baby, honey. What they say, money talks and BS walks, baby, but these people were walking with the BS. It was talking louder than the money. They were so greedy sitting there shifting in their seats. Dude, looking around the room with shifty eyes, trying to see if anybody could hear them. But they didn't know that while they were being sneaky, your girl, Coach Gwen, was sitting right there. I heard it all, but I wasn't surprised because people don't surprise me anymore. It's sanity, though, okay? You should have seen the way they were sitting there acting so high and mighty, drinking that expensive wine. You know, they would call the waiter, be like, snapping the fingers at the waiter, okay? They got so excited and frantic while plotting their scam. One of the guys ended up spilling dark red wine down the front of their crisp white shirt. Let me tell you, I sat back at my table and I get quiet, really quiet, low down. I kept my voice out. I didn't want them to hear me. Thought to myself, look at you. Look how sloppy you get when you think breathe run your life. Look at how sloppy you get. Baby, character always catches up with you. Less than 48 hours later, a group chat screenshot leaked. The partners found out everything, baby. They had nothing to do with me. I wasn't the one to leak this. Nothing to do with me. By Tuesday morning, the partners dissolved that entire alliance. They froze the bank accounts, pulled the funding, and now that entire empire is completely in a tailspin. All because of greed. All because of somebody wanting something now. No patience, honey. They traded years of hard work and deep trust for a momentary rush of greed, and it cost them their entire future. What is this going to cost you? Being greedy, not being patient. That's the question. It's not about them, babe. This is about you today. What is this going to cost you later by being greedy, not being patient, not wanting to do the work and wait for the results? Because sometimes something can feel like a win today and become one of the biggest losses of your life tomorrow. And I want to bring that closer to home. I really do. I need you to understand what I'm saying. I need you to feel this because maybe you're not trying to destroy a business partner, okay? Maybe you're not. That may not be your issue at all. And I hope it's not. Maybe your right now looks like this. I want to spend this money because I want it. Even though you have a financial goal. You with me? Maybe it's, let's see, I'll work on my business tomorrow. Even though you've been saying what you want your business to be like and how you want your business to grow. Maybe it's, I'm going to call that person back. Even though you know every time you deal with them, you lose your peace. Maybe it's, I'll start Monday. I've done that before, and Monday becomes next Monday. I'm guilty of that, guys. And then it becomes the next month, and then another year has passed. Is that you? Now, that's how it happens. Most of the time, we don't destroy our future in one giant decision. We give pieces of it away. It's slowly done. It's not always done in one big walk, okay? One little decision at a time. Does that sound familiar? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So please listen up and listen close because the discipline of desire, choosing your future over your right now is important because I want you to think about something. What if the thing you want isn't the problem? What if the problem is that you're trying to satisfy the desire too quick? But what if that's the problem? You want success, good. But are you willing to be consistent? Oh, I use that word all the time, consistency. That's major in your life, honey. You want financial freedom. Don't you want financial freedom? And that's good. But are you willing to make some different financial decisions? Are you willing? Oh, I thought I saw lightning, guys. Ooh, that was scary. It's about the storm. So you want a healthy relationship. Maybe that's what you want, and that's good. But are you willing to stop accepting things that don't honor you? Maybe you want your business to grow. I know that's one of my wishes, and that's a good wish, a desire or goal to have or dream. But are you willing to keep showing up when nobody is applying, honey? How many times have I not gotten views or calls during this process of me growing my business? It happens. Maybe you want peace. I know I love you some peace, and that's good, okay? But are you willing to stop entertaining chaos? Will you let that chaos go so that you can have the peace? See, desire tells you what you want. Discipline tells you what you're willing to do for it. Are you willing to do the things that it takes to get what you want? Before we go any further, I want you to do something for me right now, okay? I want you to give yourself a high five. I love to ask you to do this because, baby, you don't have to wait on anybody to acknowledge your growth, your healing. You don't have to wait for anybody to do that, seriously. So today, I want you to give yourself a high five. There you go, because you are here. You are listening. You're thinking about your life. And so many people think about others, but they fail to think about themselves. But today, you're here showing up for you. You're willing to look at yourself, and that matters. And let me tell you, oh, I see. I see how hard you're trying every week you show up here. I read the comments. I see that the things you say in my shorts. I read it. I see the email. I see it all. I see the person who's had to start over. I see the person who's had some things happen that you didn't plan for. And I see the greatness in you, my baby. I see that greatness in you. You're intelligent. You're resilient. You're capable. Woo, baby, I just get the chills when I think about you. And I don't want you to mistake the fact that you're still growing for the ideal that you aren't already great. Greatness still requires work, baby. You got to do the work. And that's where we're going today. We're going to do the work. And here's the truth. Here's the statement I want you to remember. You can remember everything, but I definitely want you to make a mark somewhere, write this down, or make it stick in your mind, however you do that. And that is that most people aren't failing because they lack talent. They're failing because they can't say no to temporary feelings. Woo, baby. Can you say no to temporary feelings? And that's a hard one because sometimes you don't have a talent problem. Mm-mm. You have an I don't feel like it problem. You ever had that? You ever say, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but I need to do this, then you don't do it? You don't have an opportunity problem. You have a consistency problem. You ever knew you need to keep going, but you stop? So you don't have a vision problem. You have a follow through problem. You ever saw something what you wanted, but then you didn't go for it, or you started and you stopped? And I'm not saying that to criticize you. The real coach isn't going to just tell you everything you want to hear. That ain't what I'm here for, baby. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Sometimes I'm going to love you enough to tell you, baby, you know better. Now let's do better. Let's start with the first thing. Let's get started on this. I want you to identify your right now. That's right. Identify your right now. What temporary feeling keeps getting you? And be honest with yourself. What are you feeling? And you might have to sit down for a minute and think about that. Ask yourself, is it comfort? Is it procrastination? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it loneliness? Is it wanting somebody else's approval? Is it the need to feel good immediately? Is it scrolling? Some people have that issue. That's a real common one. Is it spending? Is it sleeping? Is it saying yes when you really need to say no? I talked about that a couple podcasts back. And so many people find it hard to say no. Is that you? What is it? Because you cannot change what you refuse to identify. So write it down. Think about it. That's a very important question you need to answer. My right now is fill in the blank, and don't give me the pretty answer, baby. Don't give me no simple answer. I need you to think about that. Your life is on the line here. What you want in your life, that is. Give yourself an honest answer, because honesty is where change begins, baby. Be honest with you. Now I want you to think about the future you that you're building. What are you trying to create? What are you working towards? Baby, your life has got to be intentional. These questions have got to be answered. So I need you to sit back, think about it, and answer. Who are you becoming? You have to have a clear image of what your future self is supposed to be. Okay? What is your future anchor? And an anchor is something that holds a ship steady when the storm starts raging and the waves start crashing. Your future anchor is what holds your decisions steady when your temporary feelings start acting up. You with me? When you can't take it anymore, you feel like you want to quit. When you want to spend the money, when you want to make that toxic phone call, when you have to throw down your anchor, you have to look at that temporary desire and ask yourself one powerful question. And that is, does this choice serve my future, or does it only soothe my right now? If it doesn't serve your future, you got to have the courage to put it down. You have to want that future version of yourself more than you want the comfort of this temporary moment. I know it feels good in the moment, baby, but that won't last long. That won't get you what you want, because your not yet is actually a not ever unless you move today. Perfection is the greatest enemy of progress. Let me repeat that. Perfection is the greatest enemy of progress. Stop waiting for the perfect feeling to show up. Use your anchor and make the right choice anyway, baby, because you deserve to make the right choice. The third thing you must do to protect your future is build a monolithic routine. Now, don't let that big word scare you, baby. I barely pronounced it, by the way, but that didn't stop me from telling it to you, honey. Monolithic just means something solid. It means something massive, something that's unshakable, like a giant stone fortress that cannot be moved by the wind. That is what your daily habit needs to look like. See, discipline isn't an emotion. Discipline is a framework. If you only work on your business when you feel motivated, you're never going to grow. If you only exercise when you feel motivated, you're never going to become healthy or lose the weight. Motivation is like what? That's the best way I can describe it. It's like weather. It changes every single day. One day it's sunny outside. The next day is raining. The next day is freezing cold out there. You ever been going through weather? You say, oh my God, I just had a sundress on today. I have to put on a rain jacket. And the next day I have to put on a coat. If your execution depends on your motivation, your future is always going to be unstable. You have to build small, non-negotiable habits that you perform daily, regardless of how you feel inside. What your feelings got to do with it? In the words of Tina, what's love got to do with it, okay? When the alarm goes off at 5 o'clock a.m., it doesn't matter if you're still tired. The routine is already set. Get up and do the walk. Get up and write the book. Get up and do the meditation. Get up and do the prayer. When it's time to study, it doesn't matter if you're bored. The routine is already set. It's how you take control of your beautiful, amazing life. That is how you turn temporary effort into permanent progress. I want you to take these two powerful principles and write them down on a sticky note or any journal you have, okay? Or you can make it your screensaver on your phone. I want you to put them on your bathroom mirror. I need them to be someplace that you can look at it. Keep them locked in your mind all week long. I want you to do this for the remainder of the week, every single day, as many times as you can. First, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And the second one is remember this when temptation knocks on your door, okay? Because it's going to come. My mom used to always tell me about this thing called Murphy's Law. Look that up, okay? Now here it is. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Write that down. Let that sit in your spirit. If you don't sacrifice that temporary feeling of comfort right now, then your dream, your business, and your future financial freedom will become a sacrifice instead. To ground all of this in the ultimate truth, let's look at what the word says. Ooh, baby, you should have known I was coming with a little word for y'all, okay? In Galatians 6:9, we are reminded, let us not become weak in doing good. Woo, I feel that. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Your harvest is real, family, but your harvest is tied directly to your daily discipline. Do not get weary in doing the hard things because your future is counting on you to stay standing. Just like I told you at the beginning of this episode, this one is no different. The work is what you have to do. So go out there and get it done. You heard me? I say get it done. Stop giving pieces of your destiny away to temporary feelings. Choose your future over right now. You with me, baby? Say, choose my future over right now. Let me hear you say it. Choose my future over right now. Because remember, when you put your mind above matters, it's always a win-win with win. That's how we protect our vision, guys. I'm so glad you're here with me today. That's how you guide your dreams. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And that is how you build a life of permanent progress, full of peace. You know I love you. I'm going to see you right back here next week, same place at the exact same time, 6:15 p.m. every single Friday like clockwork. And I want you to never forget this. Never forget that I love you. I see you and I believe in your greatness. Now go win this week and I'll see you next Friday. I love you, sweetheart. So proud of you.